Hey friends, Danny here from Gen X Guitar Intro and Lessons. Today I'm going to go over the exercise that you should be doing to actually start building dexterity with your fingers and start connecting your right hand to your left hand. This is really, really important. So, way back, probably 96, 97, it's been a long time ago, when I first started learning how to play guitar, I wish someone showed me this. All right. So I had to learn the hard way. I had to go to school and actually learn it. um, with that in mind, of course, since you're going to school, you're paying your tuition, so I gotta learn it. I wish I learned this, but this is something I'm going to share with you guys today. Do this all the time, and I guarantee that you're going to start building dexterity. You're going to start connecting your right hand, your left hand, and it doesn't matter where you at. You could be at the beginner level or even like intermediate, advanced. This exercises should be done like on a daily basis. All right, so one thing that's very, very important, you're gonna learn guitar as much as time as you put in practicing. That's one thing. Always tell this to my students. It's really important that you practice all the time. If you there's two types of guitars, right? So some they just want to just jam. That's really cool. Like learn the chords, and then. But for me, like I'm the kind of guy that I want to learn how to become like how to get the dexterity and the connection between my right hand and left hand, and this will help you do that. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm actually gonna go over it really quick, and then I'm gonna go ahead and play with you. All right. So you can use this video to practice if you want. All right, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna start from the top, the bottom. This is called the bottom, right? Because it's the lowest note. And yes, you go up right here, it becomes higher and higher note, right? So we're gonna start from the bottom and work our way all the way up as much as our fingers can get in. I got fat fingers, but that doesn't really matter because the thing is like once you really like practice this enough, you'll get those little notes up there and make it squeal and make it like really like hit those perfectly. All right. Okay. Now practicing. It's really important that you spend about 10 to 15 minutes a day doing this. Now it's gonna be painful. You're gonna. I'm not kidding. Okay. So especially if you're new, you're gonna start feeling kind of like like when you're exercising, when you're lifting weights. Same thing. Your muscle gets sore. So if you do this properly, you might get sore the next few days. But just repeat the process. All right. Do about like minimum of 4 to 5 times a week practicing. If you can do it daily, do it like we're in the place where you cannot get bothered, and just set it up and just go for it. And I guarantee you, within 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, you're gonna be amazed on how fast you're gonna be like picking and hitting those strings. All right. So first things first, grab your pick. I'm assuming that you're already in tune. Okay. If not, make sure to check my other video where I show you how to tune with a tuner. All right, and how to use a metronome. I don't have my metronome right now, so I'm gonna pull something up online. Since I'm on my computer, I'm gonna go ahead and pull something online. You can just type in metronome. I'm sure there's metronome in there. Metronome online. It's really important to use a metronome. I spoke this about my other video. The 3 things that you really, really must have, especially when you're starting to play. All right. So let's click on this metronome online for free. Okay. Oh, cool. All right. I'm gonna go this really. I don't want to say fast, but I'm gonna go just show you example, and then from that point on, practice this as slow as you can. The slower, the better. The slower, the better when it comes, because once you can play it slow, you can play it fast. Don't worry about playing fast right now. Play it slow, play it accurately. Okay, so the pattern is gonna be this. Very simple pattern, right? And in my later videos, I'm going to show you the different types of spider exercise that you can do with your picking hand, right? So it's just pretty much starting with your finger right here, right on the first fret on the E string. So E string is up here. You're gonna pick down, and then you're gonna pick up, right? So you're picking up, and then down, and then up, right? Same thing, right? Now, don't worry if you cannot play this yet, especially if you're really a real beginner. What's going to happen is this: you know, your fingers are going to be like, it's so tight, right? You're going to be like, and then you're going to have to move like that, and then you don't have to use a metronome at this time. Just kind of like just hit those accurately, moving it, right? And when I hit it, so when you put your finger at the very edge, okay? So I'm still in the first fret, but you put it at the very edge. Because if you put it right here, you're going to have to dig in a little bit like harder, which is good for you too, because it's going to build your callus, right? But I want you to push it right here at the very edge. And then the same thing right here at the very edge, right? So when you're hitting it, right? Right there. Right, so that's really, really important that you do that. Right, eventually you're gonna get the speed, but if your hands are still like tight because you can't spread it yet, you're gonna go ahead and just move your. If you have to move, that's fine, right? But hit it accurately, up, down. So down pick, up pick, down pick, up pick, down pick. Like that. All right, so once you get that down, all right, and just if you have to take little breaks, shake your hands, because it's gonna be especially if you're new to this, it's gonna be hurting, right? So repeat it again. There's no magic to this. Eventually, if you do this daily, within the third or fourth day, you're gonna be like, that was hard. That was hard yesterday, but it doesn't do anymore, right? Doesn't hurt. And you can do legato later on, where you just like pick once and then you can do that later on. But right now, you gotta learn how to connect with your right hand with your left hand. So as soon as you finish this and you're confident, go ahead and go down. So I'm going down to the A string now, and same pattern. And then next one. So eventually you're gonna be able to do that. If you put about like real like concentrating 2-3 weeks, you're gonna be able to do that, right? Like I said, the speed is like if you could play it slow, you could play it fast. Speed is just an aspect of it, right? It's like when you build that habit, when you learn that running your fingers and picking it all connects, and you'll be amazed. Like I said, how many times I've seen some of my students, their eyes bright up. It's like, what? I can do this now. Like 2 weeks ago, I can do it. It's possible. All right. There's no magic on it. It's just practice. So we're gonna do it. And actually, the reason I do this is because it helps me also. Like I do this pretty much. I used to do it daily, like consistently, like very religiously. Right now, I do it probably like maybe 2 or 3 times a week. But I like from my previous video, as you notice, I only started playing guitar again about 2 months ago. I haven't played this in 14 years, but I'm kind of like relearning some of the stuff that I used to play, and I'm starting to enjoy it again. I start to I want to share with people now. So what you're gonna do now is when you go right here, you're gonna move 1 fret down. All right. Now here's the thing. You can play it this way again. Like there's hundreds of different spider exercises, but right here you can play it down, going up, right? But I prefer you to do this. Pull off. Pull. This is gonna be, like I said, you want to do that all the way up here. So when you go up here, then you move. It's the same thing. As you keep going, you go down here. Now I'm gonna play with you, right? I don't know where you're at the moment. Right now, of course, we're all different level. But if you can play like at least like some of this already, go play with me. If not, practice some more. This is all I want you to do. If you're still like from the beginning, you're right there, okay? But for you guys that and you can just come once you pass that level, go ahead and play this video with me and use this as your guide. All right, I'll go ahead and go this with you. As you get better and better, you're gonna feel like this is boring, but at the same time, it's the basic, right? It's a foundation. That's what you want. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and put the metronome at about a doable. Let's go ahead and let's do 7 Oh, a bit fast. We'll do about 65, right? Or let's do 60. Like it's 1 second, 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. That's a metronome right there. I'm using metronomeonline.com, so it's free. Might as well use it, right? But you can buy one of those metronome where you can put up here, down here. But always practice with the metronome. Once you can clearly, like, you know, clearly hit all these notes. Okay, all right. So we're gonna get started. Here we go. We're gonna go all the way to the 12th fret, all right? And then after that, go ahead if you want to go all the way down on your own. Go for it, okay? But I'm gonna go with you from top to bottom. I might make a mistake here and there because it's low, and like I said, I'm kind of like relearning this guitar again. But let's do it happen, okay? Let's practice together. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're gonna slide up. Now, as you can see, sorry, it's a little bit warm in there. As you can see, it is kind of boring, right? But at the same time, it's a must that you do this very, very slow, okay? Because like the more accurate you can be. As you notice, I make a couple of mistakes, but I didn't stop. I just kept going and going. And I know for some reasons, like sometimes your mind kind of like shift a little bit. It's like, oh man, I missed that part up. Don't worry about it. Like messing up is kind of like part of the process. You know, you cannot be like super perfect at the beginning, but as you get the progress in, that's the most important. Just get the progress and learn. All right, so that's really important that you actually start doing this. And I know we're doing like full notes, but eventually you'll be able to like, that's what we're doing right now, right? And we get, you can go faster after that, right? So it'll be like triplet. Oh no, quarter notes, right? See, even me, like when I don't play a lot with metronome, I know I could tell that I need some work on that. So hopefully you enjoyed this one. Use this as your practice, kind of compare what you're playing with me, and hopefully you'll be able to like go really fast. You know, it's just like a matter of practice. Eventually you're gonna be able to do that, right? Like, right? So you're gonna be able to do all that stuff. So practice, okay? Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Like I said, before you play with me, make sure you're always tuned. Check out the video that I do for tuning. I'll learn how to tune, use the metronome, do these finger exercises for the next 2 to 3 weeks, and I'm telling you right now, you're gonna improve your playing really fast. All right, so hopefully you enjoyed this one. If you haven't got a chance yet, please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell for my upcoming video. I really appreciate your time, and hopefully you start getting that exercise in and you're gonna get stronger, and I want to see how you play. Okay, so comment below if you have any questions about like learning how to do different types of spider, but this is the first one you should be doing. Eventually you can play around with, you know, like all that stuff, right? Like all the different types of spider techniques that I'm gonna go ahead and show you. So do this one and then we'll move on. Have a great day. Take care. Bye bye.